Hello everyone, my name's Captain Char. I am mostly a retro streamer over on Twitch. Sometimes I do reaction content over here on YouTube. This is one of those times. We're reacting to the current state of VTubers in 2025, and I can't even pronounce the name in the channel name, so link to them will be down below to the original, so yeah.
2025 was one of the years of all time. Things happened, and at the time of recording this, Kanata has just graduated from Hololive, making her the sixth and final member to have left in this year alone. One would say this is spelling the end of such a legendary corporal, but...
Well, I wouldn't say it's the end of the corporation for Hololive. It's just because they went public with the company and so much has changed. So the ones that were joined way back when, it's like basically now a completely different company, I would say.
Others will argue that VTubing couldn't be more mainstream right now, and that we are just getting started, for better or worse. As we enter a new year that is already looking pretty scary, we are just getting started, for...
XQC is just saying the same shit a bunch of people say on the internet, and when most VTubers actually show their real life faces, it's like, why? For me, it's like, why are you a VTuber? You're like... gorgeous.
Better or worse. As we enter a new year that is already looking pretty scary if you ask me, what is to become of the escapism that is the VTuber community, an increasingly loyal fan base of anime-styled avatars who have become less niche and more mainstream as time has gone by.
This is true. A lot of, it has broken into the mainstream stuff several times over the little while. Who's summoning me? It's all that fucking noise.
Why did so many corporals die out? Why are a lot of our favorites leaving?
Well, let's see. So many corporals are... I think so many corporals are overspending and not really doing a good budget of their thing, and they're jumping in and dumping way too much for way too many talents at once. Like, they're going big and not thinking, oh, we're just going to be successful out of the gate. It's like, that's not how it works. The landscape has changed so much since all this started.
Way before they've reached a new peak, and how come the tourists that are finding us out for the first time don't want us to even exist? And more importantly, what does the future for VTubers hold? Hi, I'm your sunshine, Yui Tachibana, and I've been watching all of this happening for the last few years.
Yui Tachibana, that's a hard name to pronounce. But yeah, so much has changed.
Now, this is all my understanding and sense of thought, so let it be known you may disagree with some of the things I say on here, and that's perfectly fine. Now, having watched hundreds of these VTubers in the last 4 years alone, to the point I wanted to join and become a VTuber myself, I see this community as my second family. There is something about the sensation of relating to someone who is into the same interests as you, even if they are a complete stranger to you.
Let me take that back, because someone's yapping at me.
And become a VTuber myself, I see this community as my second family. There is something about the sensation of relating to someone who is into the same interests as you, even if they are a complete stranger to you. There's a certain level of fun and entertainment to be had with these anime models that sparks the fanboy in me. Being someone who is a weeb myself, combining that with streamers sounds like a surefire way towards success. And
well, for me, VTubing is more or less an extension of how I've basically played video games. Like, you create your avatar, you pilot it, or become that character, you immerse yourself, and that's more or less what VTubing is. For me, anyways. I know some people it's a complete livelihood and whatnot, but it's just like, this is the avatar that I use to display myself in this world. It allows me to do things I can't do in real life. Because clearly.
Because many of these VTubers have gotten quite a lot of it, this has opened them up to the other side of the world a lot of us tend to fear, the normies. Recently, VTuber hate couldn't be more outrageous right now, because many of these people have only watched one season of Attack on Titan and think that's all anime is, then tend to look at anything cute and small and believe we're all Jeff
Well, I gotta back that up again.
Epstein and think couldn't be more outrageous right now, because many of these
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, there's always gonna be shit people though. Like, there's nothing you can really do about that. The internet's always gonna have those people.
These people have
It doesn't matter if you're a VTuber or like a live action streamer. Like, you're gonna get people who don't like you regardless. Like, you can be the nicest person in the world, and people think, eh.
only watched one season of Attack on Titan and think that's all anime is.
Hey, Lydia. Wow.
Then tend to look because many of these people have only watched one season of Attack on Titan and think that.
Yeah. There's been a lot of internet hate stuff, but that's basically because it generates drama, and drama gets clicks. So I believe they are literally just basically what's the word term? Rage baiting? I don't know. I don't follow all the internet lingo. I just exist on here, and it's just like, meh. I'm old.
That's all anime is. Then tend to look at anything cute and small.
Aiden says Iron Mouse should be considered for best streamer duo when nobody knows if Iron Mouse is a guy. He's probably who the fuck cares? It's 2025, going on 2026. If it's a guy behind the avatar like myself, who cares? You don't have to like it. Fucking but it's like, and Iron Mouse has already basically said she's a girl. It's kind of hard not to doubt. Like, who would doubt that? Because it's just like, it's basically her online identity. So like, whatever. People are gonna be those kind of people anyways too.
And
Plus,
believe we're all Jeffrey Epstein for liking that's all anime is. Then tend to look at anything cute and small and believe we're all Jeffrey Epstein for liking.
Yeah, that's true, because Patan VTubers don't really Patan in anime, and VTubers tend to get hate too for that.
Such things. Anime has gone down this level of scrutiny ever since COVID happened, which is no secret by this point. And as with VTubers, Gura went down a lot of criticism herself from people with nothing to show to the world but clout chase a few.
That's also been a problem too, when you're like, even Iron Mouse has stated, because she's the #1 VTuber in the world now since Gura left. When Gura was actually doing a lot of streams, she was basically #1. But now Iron Mouse is basically #1, and she's come out and stated like, hey, now that you're on #1, it's like, it's not fun because you get all the hate and other crap. And that's kind of double-edged sword of fame, I guess. Once you get so big, it's kind of like, ugh.
Dollars of YouTube ad revenue from someone who has millions of fans because they're too lazy to get a real job. But more recently, it's gotten out of control. Streamers like XQC and the Burnt Peanut, who this year.
The Burnt Peanut's not even a real peanut. Not even a real. The Streamer Awards itself was a shit show. Let's face it. Guy's basically using the same Instagram filter as HLC, or Habitual Line Crosser. I watch him at work because my work sucks. But no, it's just like, I don't know. I feel like for VTuber stuff, well, the award shows, every award show is kind of a joke, because it's like whoever's buddy and whatnot in the clique, it feels like, gets the win. It feels like, I don't know. In this case, it was just like a bunch of people banding together and his whatnot, and it's like whoever the bigger community can kind of win too, just by sheer amount of votes.
Gained a ton of controversy for winning the best VTuber award at the Streamer Awards, was coming after the VTuber community for being the way it is, and some other streamers suggesting that.
Not my community saying anything bad to Iron Mouse, but maybe some late comments. Guess which community? The community that can't handle. She congratulated us, the 40-year-olds, as cosplayers and anime girls. Yeah, I'm about to hit that mark, but again, I am not denying that I am playing a girl. My voice is not being altered. It's just whatever. I cannot put, not to mention, YouTube hates it if you change your voice, so like,
that Iron Mouse would not be the way she is today if she wasn't hiding behind an anime avatar, which I don't think you have to pass kindergarten to figure out that is one of the most disrespectful things you can say to someone who had limited choice on how to show off her talents because of her condition. By the end of the year, we saw Nero-sama.
Yeah, so what's gonna happen? And again, I'm throw hate at Nero-sama because AI. Don't get me wrong, like Nero-sama is an interesting thing, but I'm also skeptical because something could change in a whim, and AI could just be flat out outlawed. And I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen. Granted, because it brings in too much money, but I don't know.
Break records on Twitch because hey, the girl may be AI, but she's the type of AI you can actually love and not feel any guilt for liking. That still didn't stop people from calling her predator bait because the internet is always going to be the internet, and there's sadly nothing we can do about haters being.
Well, the thing is, the internet was the first thing that humanity basically created that they did not really could not control or understand. Well, that's actually a lie, because there's a bunch of shit humanity's fucked around with in science and couldn't really understand it.
Haters, in other words, internet can be anarchy. Twitter is like the fucking streets. You get shot like Tupac out here if you slip up the wrong way. More Calliope can't even do an anime theme song without people threatening to boycott it because they think she's racist for some old song that her past life persona did years ago. And speaking of wrongdoing, we can't talk about 2025 in VTubers.
That's like the internet in a nutshell, though. Like you could be the nicest person. You could have had one slip up way back in the day, but it's the internet. The internet never forgets, as they say. So like, I don't know. It's excuse me. Like I said, I'm still sick a little bit. It's fucky.
Culture without mentioning the clusterfuck that was the downfall of VShojo, a corpo that generated such memorable VTubers.
And I feel sorry for some of those people. So like, not some. I feel sorry for all of them because they really got probably mentally fucked, and not in any good way, because like all this shit happened and then they basically had to pick up the pieces and kind of just try to rebuild their lives again. It's fucked. And VShojo was such an avoidable situation, but again, a lot of these corporations seem to be overspending and not having a good budget, or people are getting greedy up at the top and taking money, and they shouldn't be. I don't know. It's a whole mess. Corporal greed is basically ruining this entire planet now at this point in time.
People that we were proud to call role models and look up to as sources of inspiration. Each one of these members shined bright, and I am proud to say they still are to this day, as the only positive to come out of all this was that all the members got to leave with their IPs intact, an obligation that has slowly become the norm in the VTuber community.
I kind of hope HoloLive would do the same things, because I would love for those characters to come back or be able to continue on. Like, I would have loved if Gura could have stayed Gura, Fauna could have stayed Fauna, etc., you know? Because, like, I get it, it's still the same person, but when the character changes, something else is kind of lost in a bit. Like, it's hard to explain to me. Again, VTubers can reincarnate and whatnot, but it's just like, I feel like part of the magic was those original characters you grew to like. Like, you can be passionate about the characters in your shows and whatnot too. It's just kind of the same deal. If an actor was replaced in a live action show, it happens all the time in the MCU, for example. So it's like you all have a specific version of that character that basically you like the most. Like, okay, for example, for me, I like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man over the newer ones. Maybe it's because it's nostalgic, I don't know, but everyone kind of has those characters they really like, you know, it's the same actor portraying them, you know? I don't know, I'm just yapping a little bit, I'm sorry.
As more corporals have started to let VTubers continue with their existing names as independent creators.
Please.
That is a step in the right direction
that's
that I think
can
benefit the genre in a big way.
That should be the industry standard, that when VTubers graduate or retire, they should be allowed to keep their IPs.
Having to follow several other accounts just to keep track of the voice actor behind the model can be interesting, but also exhausting, because I assume a lot of you prefer that the person keep in touch with their IP even after the corporal lets go of them.
Yeah.
Of course, that being said, it's still sad that in 2025, corporals closing down are still an ongoing problem. Insert Face Connect wins by doing absolutely nothing meme here. By concept, corporals are good for the community because not every creator can afford to be a streamer, some even having to pay out of pocket to try to make their dreams happen. Some of these
Or if you're in my case, you have to learn how to do everything yourself, and it shows. Like, I am still just a Vroid / Unity model. I want to learn more and do more, but I have a day job.
corporals are finding out the hard way that just existing to cash in on the VTuber trend is not as easy as just doing that. Treating your talents like family, actually having experience in managing other people, and putting a talent-first approach to everything is just some of the few examples on what makes a corporal thrive. And hey, in an ironic twist of fate, Niji Sanji, the corporal that a lot of us were rooting to see shut down, especially with what they did this year, made a decision unheard of, allowing a VTuber, in this case Zuzuhara Lulu, to return with the IP she left behind 4 years earlier.
That is weird. Either that or Niji Sanji's just hurt that bad for money is what I'm figuring. And they made money, so maybe they really, really needed the money, because Niji Sanji's, from what I understand, has not been doing good for the most part.
Given this took place almost 2 years removed from the Selen Tatsuki case that damaged their reputation, it's quite satisfying to see such news out there after the fact. And speaking of news, if you're looking for positive VTuber news, I highly recommend Acapella Media. They are a magazine that focuses on the happy side of VTubing that shows what the community is all about. It has scored interviews with up-and-coming VTubers and those who have...
Wait, did that back?
...what the community is all about. It has scored interviews with up-and-coming VTubers and those who have a decently sized loyal fanbase. It's a nice break away from all the forbidden knowledge and drama.
Like, I would love to become bigger, but at the same time, it's just like, I am fine being what I am, because, like, I have a day job, it's secure. Like, I'm one of the few people in the field that can do the job, so it's a secure job. But it is also exhausting. I would love to have more time to sit here, play video games, do reaction stuff. I would love to be able to catch up on the backlog of games that would probably take me 40 years to beat as is, but hey. I'm trying. Hold on.
That has plagued the community lately. I'm not being sponsored to say this about Acapella. I just genuinely enjoy what they bring to the table.
It's interesting, I never heard of them.
That sort of attitude they show to VTubers is something I am passionate about trying to spread here. Being a Sunshine VTuber myself, I represent a silver lining, and I've been wanting to spread that to you all. So for the last year or so, I've been donating hundreds to small creators who deserve the recognition and love that the big VTubers get. Every time I do this, I always feel so happy to give back and hear their voices express a sense of happiness, and turns out I'm not alone in this. Zentreya, who a lot of you will know for sure, came to the rescue when Dia Fortuna's corporal closed down.
I know Zentreya because freaking Google Lens has compared me to her, and I get why. Like, the hair, horns, red coat, whatever.
And helped keep her IP, which just absolutely deserves a round of applause. Zen has always been quite the unique role model, and I'd love to see more moves like this. Heck, I did something like this myself, in a different way that is. You see, this year I became the marketing assistant for a good friend of mine, Shiomi Seaslug. Previously part of a corporal that has since shut down, we got along together pretty well to where I was willing to fund her rebrand, and we've been friends ever since. It's been a lot of fun to help promote someone whose talents I think are underrated, and she is a total sweetheart. Please subscribe to her channel after this video. And hey, while we're at it, let's continue to see where else VTubers made an impact this year. Our Mouse raised over $1 million to help others with her condition. Mimi raised hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Didn't Iron Mouse also raise a ton of money that outbeat, wait, was that what he just said?
Here, Iron Mouse raised over $1 million to help others.
Yep, okay, that was it. My brain can only function so well.
others with her condition. Mimi raised hundreds of thousands of dollars to the St. Jude Children's Hospital, and despite leaving the team, Doki Bird's team won that competition out there for her. Now, I understand this part of the story too. While it's nice to look at the positive side of things, it's also important to note that not everyone you meet can necessarily be trusted. I'm not delusional enough to believe that as long as we channel out the negativity, that it will suddenly just go away.
Yeah, you cannot just, like, pretend everything's all hunky-dory when it's not. You can't just be like, never happened. You can't pretend it. Like, sometimes shit's gonna happen and something has to be done about said shit.
Ignorance is bliss can be true in some cases, but ignorance can also be delusional. Cinder's downfall is a huge example of this. Now,
I didn't forget about her. I can understand why she became so popular. I never really followed Cinder in the whole time she was around. I know she's still around, but I never really followed her.
Exactly, and with her graduating or even rebranding, in fact, she is still streaming today with her Power Pups, and you know what? I'm happy for her. The girl is still willing to entertain the pool of fans that are willing to support her after the scandal, and it takes a lot to muster up that energy to even bother streaming after millions of people who hadn't heard your name before Mujin's video were like, damn, I'm glad I'm not friends with that evil bitch. I said my piece months ago, yelled at her for betraying Bao in Silverville, and eventually came around to forgiving her and
I don't know, it feels like a lot of the big, like, VTuber overlords, let's call them, like the huge VTubers like Cinder, Bao, Shy Lily, etc. I don't know, it just feels like they're all walking on eggshells to a degree. Like, I know I might get some hate for that, but it's just like, you guys, at some point it feels like someone's gonna do what they want to do just to try to get and become higher up on the food chain kind of thing. I don't know. I have no idea. It's kind of hard for me to look at Cinder and not think of Cinder from Ruby as well, because Cinder.
letting her be, because as a person who learns to grow like most of us do, we learn to let shit go, because life as we know it now, until immortality becomes a thing, it's too short for us to hold a grudge to the point that it becomes our entire personality. You know it, I know it, Cinder knows it, and the Lord knows it. When I look at news like this, ad revenue is literally the last thing on my mind. I got 2 minimum wage jobs to help out with money, so I'm good on that end.
Yeah, I'm working minimum wage basically too. But it's, like I said, it's steady work. It's what I do. Sorry for that awkward pause frame. But it's just like, yeah. Like I said, I would love to be able to do more with what I have, but I can't. I live on my own. I don't drive, so.
So instead, I look at VTuber news as a way to communicate with people, to share my thoughts, and to reflect on what that person could do better, what that corporal's potential should have been, and why we shouldn't let this be the end of VTubing as we know it. Because let's face it, we aren't a niche genre anymore. It's increasingly become mainstream to where VTubers are literally crossing over to anime voice acting now. And I don't just mean people like Sayo or Amelie, who are a unique hybrid of VTubing and voice acting on their own.
I only knew of Amelie as a voice actor. I didn't know Sayo was a voice actor. I didn't know Bao was a voice actor now. I don't know.
I think sometime in the near future, VTubers will get to a point where they are accepted by the masses as more than just some novelty that weeps watch. Word of advice, guys, if you introduce your best friend to VTubers, show them any clip but this.
I've actually, my friends have found out from VTubing basically because of me existing. And because of games like Hollow Gear and stuff, because it was just easy to pick up and play. And it's similar enough to Vampire Nights that it was easy enough for them to get into. So, what the fuck?
Daddy, not while I'm gaming.
They're gonna look at you funny and think you need help. No disrespect to Lucy Pyre, girl, you're my Twitch Oshi. I even themed my birthday cake after her. She gave me props for it if you must know. Anyway, with that said, I wanted to let be known, guys, VTubers are here to stay. Just cause one corporal or person stepped out of line, or heck, rumors about some members being devious behind the scenes, doesn't mean the community itself has to die along with it. We're not Face Clan on its last legs with a bad rep. We're a beautiful extension of the—
Didn't it come out recently that Face Clan filed for bankruptcy or something? I don't know. I only caught it when scrolling through Twitter earlier today, and Again, my memory is non-existent, and I apologize for that. Like, I have the memory of not even a goldfish at this point, probably like an amoeba. Like, I can remember certain things, and then it's just like gone. As like John Tron said, and then it's gone, like an angel's kiss. It's just gone.
The idol culture that Japan and Korea made strong, and we made our version of it shine bright for the last 8 years. I want us to continue thriving. Let us look at this year as
I wish I got into this sooner, because like I was able to use all the 3D knowledge that I learned back in high school to apply to my model and whatnot, because it was just like, okay, I can do this. It's a 3D environment, no problem. Like, it's so easy for me to just to pick it up and do it, but it's also easy enough for me to like not pick it up for a while and just forget all of it. Like, I am pretty sure I got this is a little tangent, but I got last year at Christmas, I got really sick to the point I couldn't even walk. I tried to get up and I would collapse because I'd be too dizzy. And I'm pretty sure I had like a really high fever or something, and I may have gotten some partial damage to my noggin. So that might be the reason why my memory is crap, because before that my memory was pretty good. Now it's fried, it feels like. It's just not there anymore. I don't know. Could also be that I have sleep problems, but hey, whatever.
Not the dark ages, but a transition period. The turning point that determines where we go from here. And instead of letting these graduations and bad publicity make us, let's embrace it so that we grow stronger from all this. 2026 will be the year, I believe, where we live on as a branch of streaming and idol culture that makes friendships, makes families, and I mean literally families.
Marissa?
We saw Nibi get married this year.
Oh yeah, she did.
VTubers becoming mothers are slowly but surely becoming normalized, and most of all, we show the world what we are truly.
I've also seen Liz interacting with Mouse a lot more, Iron Mouse a lot more. So like those boundaries that were between the corpos. Well, I know that VTubers gone, and since they're all indies, it's kind of a good, because now that VTubers like no more, I feel like in a way it's better for them, because now that the individuals, they can actually have a lot more freedom. There's no more like red tape. Now, Hololive, I wish didn't have so much red tape and let their talents do a lot more too. But hey, we'll see going forward. Maybe they'll change too and get a little more lax. I get it; it's a completely different culture thing, but
about. Thanks for watching this video. This is your Sunshine Yui Tachibana, sunsetting for the day.
All right. Shibubaba. All right, so that was Yui Tachibaba. Bana, not Baba. I cannot talk. Link to them will be down below, as always, and we will catch you on the next one. Bye.